One photo is taken with the professional camera on the star tracker and the other one is shot with just a smartphone. Can you guess which one? I bet you can barely tell that this one is the one shot with a smartphone. In this video I will show you exactly how you can take Milky Way images like this in 3 simple steps as well, so make sure you watch the video till the end, as it will save you years of struggle that I had to go through. We will look at the preparation, the shooting and the editing. Let me first explain you where, when and how to shoot the Milky Way with your smartphone to get the best results with the least effort so anybody can do it. And yes, that means you as well, even if you're not a photographer. Let's get straight into the first and most important step, the location. It doesn't matter how good your camera is or how good you can edit the photos, the location makes one of the biggest differences. To see as many details in the Milky Way as possible, you have to go to the darkest place you can go. This is because you can edit out the light pollution to some degree, with my special technique which you can find in my video linked in the description, but this won't get even close to going to a dark location, as you will see more nebulae and details in the raw photos without needing to edit that strong. To find a dark location, you can use different websites. I like lightpollutionmap.info best, and I recommend you to use it as well, as it is free and really good. Another thing to keep in mind with the location is that you shouldn't shoot into the direction of a large city if the Milky Way is located there. This is because otherwise the light pollution will be right in front of the Milky Way, as you can see here in this photo. Try finding a location where it is dark and the Milky Way is over a dark place at the horizon as well. The best way to do this is with the app called Planit Pro, which costs about 10 euros but is absolutely worth it in my opinion. In this app you can see the light pollution as well as where the Milky Way is. Another app I use a lot is PhotoPills. Both are a little more complex but offer a ton of useful tools. If you want a tutorial on these apps, just let me know in the comments down below and I'll make a video about them. If you don't want to pay for any apps, you can also find free tools like Stellarium or Starwalk 2. The time of year dictates which part of the Milky Way you can see in the night sky. To check when the core is visible, you can also use tools like Planit Pro, PhotoPills or the free tools Stellarium or Starwalk 2. Choosing the correct day is as important as the location. Have you ever noticed that when it's full moon, you can only see the brightest stars in the night sky, and it's so bright that you see your own shadow? If the moon isn't as you need it to be, the location won't be able to make up for it. This is essential for seeing the Milky Way. When the moon is more than 50% lit up, you have no chance of seeing the Milky Way with your eyes. Therefore, we have to go out when the moon is visible less than 50%, or even better, less than 25%. For this, I use the PhotoPills app, where it shows you how visible the Milky Way is on a specific date. If you want a free version, you can just use the website in the description. If you want to shoot the Milky Way even though the moon is visible, try choosing a time slot where the moon is below the horizon. The last thing to keep in mind for choosing the right time is to choose a night where the sky is clear. To shoot the Milky Way with just your smartphone, you just need 2 things: a sturdy tripod with a phone holder and your smartphone. I used the Rolex C5i with the random phone holder I had. You can find everything I used in the description if you want to check it out. It really doesn't matter a lot what phone you use, as long as you can shoot raw photos. Just choose the best camera you've got. When you have arrived at your location, you first have to find the Milky Way. Depending on how dark your location is, you can see the Milky Way with your bare eyes. If you can't, you can use the app to locate the Milky Way. As soon as you have found it, place your smartphone on the tripod and point it to the Milky Way. To take the Milky Way photos, you have to use the Pro mode in your camera. Most camera apps have this mode by default. If your phone doesn't, you can download an app like Halide Mark II or ProCam 8. When you have opened the Pro mode, set the ISO to 3200 and the shutter speed to around 30 seconds to begin. Set the manual focus to infinity, or in my case 1. Add a 3-second timer, and this is really important. Set your image format to RAW. If you don't, you won't be able to use any of the photos. Now we can take a test photo and see how it turned out. Here we can see that mine got star trails and the Milky Way isn't completely centered. To fix this, we have to lower the shutter speed, and because we lowered the shutter, we also need to increase the ISO a bit. In my case, an ISO of 4000 and the shutter speed of 16 seconds worked perfectly. Your image should now look something like this. The stars are pointy, the Milky Way is centered, and the photo isn't too bright or too dark. If it is too dark, increase the ISO. If it is too bright, lower your ISO. Now you have to take as many photos with the same settings without moving the tripod as you can. The more photos you take, the cleaner the image will turn out. Now we have to load the photos onto the computer. The editing process consists of stacking all images into one to get rid of the noise, stretching the data we got, making the Milky Way look as we want it to, and finishing up. Don't worry, I'll show you every step in editing in a second, just stay with me. After doing these steps, this is how the end result taken with the smartphone looks like. Let's now compare it to the photo I took with my astro-modified full-frame camera on a star tracker. There's definitely a difference between the two photos. You can see that the photo taken with the camera is sharper, has more details and less noise in it. But considering the size difference of both cameras and the added complexity, it is really impressive what results you can get with the phone. If you like the end result and learned something new, please show me with a thumbs up and subscribe so you won't miss my future videos, as I will give you all the knowledge I have about photography for free. For the video not to be an hour long, I have created a separate video where you can edit your photo step by step with me. I got amazing feedback on it, so I'm sure it will help you as well. Just click here on the top right corner to get to the editing of the images. See you there!